Back in 2016, I did my first marathon in Myrtle Beach. When you go through the finish line, they announce, hey, qualifier such and such just qualified for the Boston. And I was like, what? So the next thing I knew, I was, getting ready for Boston. So that was pretty cool. When I ran Boston, it was the worst conditions in Boston. It was raining, snowing, sleet, and the wind chill was 20 degrees. It was just terrible conditions. And after I ran that, I said, I said, God, if I'm going to do this, I'd like to do it to help people. So then at that point, that's when I said, hey, what can I do this for? And again, with my mother having breast cancer and things like that, I just thought cancer would be a good source to go out and try to start raising money for. So 7 marathons, 7 continents, 7 days is you actually go on 7 continents. You run a marathon, get back on a plane, fly to another continent to run another marathon. The craziest thing is when we went to Antarctica, we land in Antarctica and we get off the plane and it was so cold. Wind was blowing at 30 miles an hour, the wind chill was 25 below. Visibility was like 0. When we took off, you couldn't actually, you couldn't even see. We actually just had to kind of run in line with everybody else. It was the toughest thing I've had to do in my life. I'm usually 3:30, 3:45 marathon running. It took me 6 hours and 20 minutes to run that run. I knew what I was out there for and what the cause was for I was running for, and that was for cancer. And again, I had talked to so many cancer victims and met so many victims that has had cancer or had passed away from cancer at that point that just, it wasn't even about the money to them. It was about finishing the race. And so again, it was crazy. And during this whole situation, I lost my mom in May before I ran the race. And that was part of this training that I had went through. And, once I lost my mom, she was my backbone. She was somebody I always went to that said, everything's gonna be okay. She was somebody I could talk to anything about, anything to her about. And she'd always say, it's gonna be okay. And she had told me before she passed, she just said, she said, son, be careful. And, running in Antarctica, I just kept hearing her say that. It was tough. When I come off the 777 and then they shut everything down, it shut me down. I went into a depression. I kind of got depressed. I started having anxiety. I ended up, and again, I'm very open with it. I ended up having to go talk to a counselor because, I was having a tough time. And then, I hear Cobb's canceled the golf tournament, and I'm like, dude, what's this, And again, I get it. And, but, it's, at that point, it's about the kids. I got to thinking about it and praying about it, and I was like, Lord, how can I use my talent to maybe help out? I don't know. Again, so prayed about it and made some phone calls. Next thing I know, I'm talking to Noah, and we kind of just throwing this around, and, she said, are you crazy? I said, no. I said, I think I'd like to try to run from Danville to Richmond. Let's do something for these kids in Imprint. It's one thing I've learned from Tony and Cobb Technology and everybody is we're a team. And we can't do it without another person. Get involved. Let's make this thing an awesome event for Cobb Technology this year.